There's a few important things we need to recognize about the periodic table. So if you just look at a regular periodic table like this, we have what's called the rows, so that's going horizontal. And so those rows we call periods. So this would be period 1, this is all period 2, period 3, period 4, period 5, period 6, and period 7. Now down here we have what's called the lanthanide and the actinide series. The lanthanide series, all of this is a part of period 6. So notice here it says 57 through 71. So elements 57 through 71 could actually be squeezed into this space. Same thing for elements 89 through 103. All of these elements can be squeezed in here. So this is actually period 7. The only reason that the lanthanide and actinide series are put down here is because if we were to put all of these elements inside of the periodic table would be too long to fit inside of a standard notebook or a standard textbook. So they basically just separated these two rows so that it could be a little bit less wide, so it could fit into textbooks and stuff like that. All right, so now that we know what the periods are, the other thing that we have to remember is that we have families or groups. So those would be the vertical columns going up and down. And I've told you guys that there are two ways that you can name this. So the newer method that a lot of people use is the 1 through 18. So these are all your families, again, going horizontally. So that's family 1, family 2, family 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. However, I don't like that method. I prefer the A-B system because it gives you more information about the valence electrons. So this tall column here would still be group 1, but we're going to call it group 1A. This is group 2A. We're going to skip all of these short columns in the middle. Those are called our B elements, so we're going to skip them. So instead of this being 13, we call this column here group 3A. So 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A. So we've talked about that in the past. Hopefully that's just review. There's a lot of great information about the periodic table, but for this video, I want to specify what happens as you go down each period. So I have another periodic table I want to show you. In this one, you can see that the atomic nuclei, or excuse me, not the nuclei, the electron shells for each atom. So here, the hydrogen atom is in period 1. So because it's in period 1, it only has one electron shell. I can zoom in a little further. So one electron shell. Everything inside of period 2 is going to have 2 electron shells. So notice lithium and beryllium both have 2 shells. Everything in period 3 is going to have 3 shells. Period 4, every single atom in period 4 is going to have 4 electron shells. Period 5 has 5 shells, period 6 has 6 shells, and period 7 has 7 shells. So in total, the idea is that the period, so the row that the atom is in, will tell you how many electron shells that atom has. Now try and answer the question below.